We talk on business fundamentals or TAUC. Okay, so good morning, everyone. Okay, nice to have someone online. Okay, now I have a talk on this subject many times. Okay, so basically, when people or student who ask, what is finance? Okay, now there's this perception that come to their minds. When it comes to finance, people will see what you call. I will explain that later, one by one. Okay, now. Okay, my name is Frederick. Okay, I've been teaching this subject for almost 17 years at various university. Okay, now I've been teaching at other university as well, IPTA part-time and IPTS. Now, TAUC, I've been teaching this for some time, only during the pandemic. Now, I'm going to explain this. Just anything that you want to ask. Okay, now, before people embark on to study what is finance now. Finance is quite a new subject, unlike other subject which like accounting, economics, business, marketing. Now, this is very basic. I don't want to talk much. Okay, we just want to share with you what is business finance fundamentals. It's quite basic. We just want to talk. So basically, we will talk about what is the history. Okay, now some people when I first studied this subject, I was thinking, what is finance? Now, what is the essential thing that inside the finance? Okay. Now, I think anyone here have taken any business subject in a high school, like business study, like the most last, okay, STPM. Okay, so pengajian, I think it's pengajian perniagaan. Yes, pengajian perniagaan. Okay. Okay. Last time there was no, during my time, there's no such thing as pengajian perniagaan. Now, pengajian perniagaan is quite a new subject. I think for those, during my time, there's only one subject that's offered. It's called economy. Now, actually, economy is real. It's the core of pengajian perniagaan. Now, pengajian perniagaan was offered in, I think it's late during the 2000. Okay, so now it's good. Now, some of you have a basic. Okay, good. If you have a basic, that's good. Pengajian perniagaan, business study. Okay, in A level they have this. Okay, STPM, yes, I know STPM is a tough subject. Okay, quite a tough subject. This is those who have studied STPM. I studied STPM more than 20 years ago. That's quite a long time. Yeah, pengajian perniagaan is a basic. If you learn about those fundamental of bit of finance, it's good. For those who have a basic, it's good to have this fundamental subject. But if you don't have any fundamental, no problem. Maybe those who have taken accounting in SPM or business commerce, then it's okay. Now this subject, finance, it's offered in many university, not only TAR, okay? Basically with a different major. Now at TAR UC, we offer here in KK, we have many campus here. In KK, we offer this subject as a combination, okay, for those who are majoring, but other major as well, they are taking this, like marketing. Marketing, you need to take finance, okay. Business, you need to take finance. Not only those who are majoring finance, even if you take management, BBA, then you need to take finance. Now, so I'm just going to talk a bit. So this is not a lecture. This is just a fundamental to get. You can ask anything if you want. Now, I summarize this into two levels. If you want to know, uh, basically, what is finance? Now, there are two types of fundamental here. I just summarize it. Macro mean bigger level. Now, look at Malaysia. Every year we have a what do you call a budget. Now that's a macro. Macro mean a whole thing. Now so this one is at the macro level. We study about financial institution, bank. Financial institution include bank, financial market, how they operate, and financial system in the global system economies. So people say, wow, this one is quite related to economies. Yes, I'll explain that later. So at micro level, we study of financial planning, asset management, fundraising, and this is what I can summarize. But what is business finance? What is a business finance? Now, I have this scope. If you look at the scope of finance, there's two things. One is the managerial function. The two is a routine function. Now, I check. You need it. You need finance in every sector, not only if you study finance. Other things you need. Even if you study tourism, you think you need finance? Yes. Tourism, you need finance. Marketing, you need finance. Business, management, all those type. Without finance, we cannot function. This is a core, basic. So they are managerial. So you can look at that. So I summarize this into three things: investment, financing, and dividend. There's two types of things that we need in finance. People think of finance, they think of one thing: money. Yes, we know we need money. No money, we cannot go without it. This is the core thing. Now, what is this? Now, when we talk about investment, we talk about working. Capital is the two things. There are two types of capital. Capital is the money that you need to work out in business. But is finance is about all this in the business? No, not necessary. We practice finance ourselves. Like when we keep our money every day, those actually finance is not something new. But I don't know. It's in some early years, they combine it with, I will explain that later. So working capital. Actually, this one is, you see this also in accounting. Quite familiar. So when my students study, they say, hey, there's accounting also. Yes. Actually, finance is a hybrid subject. I will explain that later. So it's quite not a pure subject. It's a hybrid, just like car. This day we have electric and petrol. So finance is a hybrid subject. There's only one hybrid subject that you can see, finance. Why I call it hybrid? You look at that. Now, when you look at there's also there's few type of role. Now, when we talk about financial manager, now these are the things that we do for finance, not only limited to financial manager. There are other people who do finance. Okay, I was before I was involved in this education. I also a freelance financial analyst. I do financial planning for people. What do I do? What type of job do I do? Okay, I do planning for people. Okay, finance planning. Let's say you have a budget. Okay, it's more unpractical. Not only when you are in the real world, it's not everything that you study in here. It's not. We do a practical in industry. That's more important. This day, when you just study, there's no point that when you go to the real world, you see this a lot. I was, when I study in the university, I never see this thing. But when I go to industry, I see a lot of things. Now I see financial planning. I have to do a planning for people. They give me a budget. Okay, let's say you have a 1 million budget. So in 5 years, how do I make a profit? Now, in accounting, what I do is just calculate profit every year. But here we do a planning. Okay. Then we have a source identification. How to raise money, raising fund. We call it in finance term, we call it raising fund. Investment, yes. When people do investment, okay, there's a lot of things that you need to do with investment. Now, can anyone name me any of you put your money in the bank or do like besides? Okay, now this is the very common thing when I ask people, student or people, what do you do with do you put your money in the bank? Yes, they do. Besides putting money in the bank, what do you do? You can invest. Okay, many things like unit trust. Okay, this thing. Even as a student, not working. Okay, now when I was a student, I was working part time. So what do I do with my part time money? Okay, I was studying in Australia for some time, but during my free time, I do a part-time job in the shop. Most students, especially from, they needed money, extra money. So what do? We do a part-time job. Now, this is how we supplement our money. Okay, maybe there are some people who don't need part-time working, but part-time is a good opportunity. Anyone here work as a part-time? Maybe no. We work a part-time job. If you have a part-time job, it's good. It's most people who work part-time actually is good actually. Even if you are a student, but make sure that you have a time. Okay. Yes, I was working part-time, and some of the thing I do is the money that I have extra, I use it put so that when I need it, I can have some extra money. Now, this is what finance do. You put your money, extra money. So when you have extra, you can invest. Now, protection of capital, distribution of profit. So that's what finance planner do. I manage a fund, okay, in a bank, forecasting of cash flow. Okay, you forecast future profit. Can you do that? Yes, I did that for my client. Okay, I have a client. Last time was this client asked me to do what do you call plan. I cannot reveal the name. I just tell you what because this is secret. Okay, you cannot reveal your client name. Okay, but I can tell you that the client asks you how you want to make profit. What type of investment is profit? Now this day, because of the after the pandemic, okay, we know that our economy and around the world is bad, and with this day, a lot of things are getting expensive. So how do you make money with this kind of condition? What type of investment is profit? Okay, we can see that gold is many people are putting money in the gold. Okay, some invest. Okay, property is getting expensive. Okay, that thing may not be for student. Okay, but in the future, you don't know. Maybe you have a control. You have extra money. Asset. Now, do what do finance do? Managing asset. Okay, there's a lot of job scope that finance do. Not only limited to counting money, making profit. Yeah, you can become a real estate agent. Yeah. After you finish, maybe you want to become. I have one student. Okay, I have one student. My student now not finishing a degree yet. Here, my student, he become a part-time real estate agent. He invest. That's good. I tell him that he have some vision. Yeah, some to student are good. They try to make more money even before they finish. Okay, now these are the thing that finance do. You apply that. Most finance usually recall apply subject. Okay, so this is you know this principle of finance or financial manager. We also calculate risk. Now that's what we do. Risk and return. Now, when you invest in this, is it risky? And how it now? The thing is with finance is the more risky it is, the higher the return. Okay, sorry for the connection. Okay, sorry for that. Okay, okay, now let me connect again. Okay. Can you hear me? I think the line is not that good. Maybe a lot of people today. Okay. Okay. Now the line is not good. Today, I think a lot of people is visiting. Okay. Okay. Only one of you. STPM result is not out yet, right? I think it's is STPM result out yet? I think not yet. I know SPM result is already out. Quite usually during last time, the STPM result is the one that will be released first before SPM. But this one, I was surprised that it was the SPM first before STPM. Now, because STPM, there's not many students taking, and it's a tough subject, tough exam. STPM is harder than SPM. I know because I was taking getting lesser. Last time was there's a lot of students taking SPM as this STPM subject, but this day few only taking STPM subject. Okay, uh, I hope I think the result will be released soon for STPM subject. STPM subject is quite tough. They study very deeply. Okay, usually student from STPM are quite good. I know. So we have a principle here. Now the time value of money also. Now this one is a fundamental. I think then we have a principle of cash flow, profit and need. This one, profit and stability and liquidity, you see that also in accounting. Hedging, principle of diversity, and principle of business cycle. Okay, I just finished this one. Then we have some talk. Now, what this is what we want to talk. Is accounting and finance the same? Are they the same? People keep asking me, accounting, finance. Yes, they are related, but let's look at what differences between accounting and finances. Now, accounting is an old system, many, few thousand years. If you look at the record, the first, if you look at the history, I want to talk about history. Now, history accounting in China, this was started few thousand years ago and many other places. So it's accounting is quite old. Now, when you talk about accounting, what is account? This one is an art to record business. Anything that you have, you will record. Now, look at the shop. Every time they have a at the end of the day, let's say just a small shop. I don't want to talk about a big shop, coffee shop, restaurant. At the end of the day, they will record business transaction in a systematic way. Now, the old way is we record in a journal or this debit, credit. They have this small book. I think some shops still do that. Now this day is I still do my own transaction in a book, even though we have a system this day. You can record. There's a lot of software we can to record this accounting system. Many shop restaurant are using that. We call it POS, point of system. They just key in by the end of year day, you can have. So it's a systematic You have to determine a financial position and profit. So now this one at the end of financial year. Now usually different company, different entity, they have a different system of record counting. Usually at the end of the period, at the end of year, we call it at 31st December 2000 something, okay? But some recorded at a quarter, semi like 6 months, depend on system. Different company, they have a different system. Now, what about finance? Now, finance is the sub part of economics. Now, this is what I call it. And it is concerned with resource allocation and management fund. Now, there is also a subdomain of accounting in finance. So that's why I call it hybrid. So finance is a hybrid system, like a car, petrol, electric, petrol, electric. This day we have a lot of car with hybrid. If you see hybrid, that means that the car can go with petrol and electric. Finance is a hybrid because you need two parts here: economics, accounting, and some. Okay, for those who have studied this, if you say you have taken a business study, yes, there is some element of business study there, like management, marketing. Those are hybrid. Whereas accounting is the that what do you call? It's stand alone, like a car, petrol, diesel, petrol, diesel. Finance, hybrid. So it's a hybrid subject. So you need basically, usually when you take finance subject, you take economic subject and other business study subject first before you take that. And I would look, there is some other subject that you need to know. Now, inside finance, you also need some, what are the criteria needed when you study finance? Statistic. Statistic is the most important thing in finance. Mathematics. If you have taken mathematics, it is essential. Those without maths, you cannot take that. At least you have taken maths at SPM level. Okay. If you have take no need, the subject is very fundamental, but you may encounter some advanced mathematics as well, but it's most likely it's related to statistic and basic, especially, yes. There's a lot of calculation, yes. When you talk about finance, a lot of calculation, but that's basic one. What do you think? Do you think accounting still relevant? Yeah, I was attending this with MIA. You know what is MIA? Yeah, I was attending this MIA conference recently with other university and some other. What do you think? Do you think accounting still relevant? Okay. Yes, it is relevant. Accounting is still relevant. Imagine you don't have a account. Now, there's a few cases where this company, okay, okay, MIA stands for, okay, let me tell you, okay, need to, Malaysian Now, accounting is remain the career relevant in the future? It does. But the thing is, we are moving. We are in 21st century, unlike in the past. Now, you need to learn to adapt to new things. This day, many things you need to use. What do you call this? There's a lot of software that we use for accounting. Anyone know what are the type of account? If you just name what accounting software do you know? Basic one. Yeah, UBS search. That one is UBS. That one is basic one. Then we have other software as well. Now, when you do, some university don't have a training for that. I learned it. I have to take courses for that. After I graduate, I have to take some courses like MIOB, okay, UOB, UBS. Those are the. Now, the thing with this software, it help accountant or accounting making. Anyone have okay? Can I ask? Anyone here have taken LCCI? This one. Anyone? Oh, LCCI. Just a basic one. Okay, maybe part one. If you have taken this, some they're good also. Some school, okay, like during my time, I have to take it as a private candidate. This subject is good. It is relevant. Accounting is a relevant subject. You cannot imagine. Can you? Okay. I was having we have on 15 Wednesday, we are having a discussion with one of the professor from Indonesia and also from Australia. Do you think that artificial intelligence, AI, this one, we call it artificial intelligence. Now, this professor asked me, intelligent, can it replace human in accounting? What do you think? Okay, like we have this car without driver now this day, right? This Tesla. But what about accounting? Can do you think this artificial intelligence can they? You just scan. What do you do? Okay. This day, when you have most of the accounting record system are mostly soft copy online. We don't have that. Yes, we still keep those hard copy one. Have to do for filing, but this day it's easy. What I do is you have to scan it. I cannot show you the scanner. Maybe next time if you go, because we don't have it here. So I think the scanner will scan the accounting record. Let's say your transaction, the receipt, everything. So what I do, they'll keep the record. By the end of the day, okay, they will calculate for you automatically. But still human needed it, especially for audit. So the question of accounting career as a relevant, yes, it does. There's nothing that can replace a human brain. I know We have a software. Software make it easier for us. Now this day, now even for result, this day result can be out for exam can be out quickly. Last time I have to wait for my result few weeks. Then now this day is easy. Yes, accounting is the most, and also finance also. These two things they are very important. Now I know there are other subjects as well. Okay, you can do you, but you need also a basic in other subject like IT. When you study accounting, finance, you need some basic in IT also. Okay? Some basic IT subject because this day it is not only about accounting, finance. You need to take some basic IT. Maybe some. It's good to know some programming. Okay, that's what I told my student. It's good. You need to know a bit IT. We okay. Let me. Last year during the pandemic, we have a competition. Okay, my student, we have a competition. Okay, we have given. Have you heard about this Bitcoin? Bitcoin, crypto. Yes. Then we have a competition. Who will make money in 5 weeks? Okay, we will give it a virtual money. Now that's finance. We call it portfolio money. We have a software that I can. The software is copyright. I cannot show you. Student have to buy the license. Okay, this company from KL they are buying this license. Okay, student have to buy. For student it's quite cheap lah. It's about 50 ringgit per license. It's valid for 1 year. So they are making a. I have one student who have okay. We start at week 1, 100,000 ringgit. By the end of 5 weeks, he make 500,000. Wow, I think it's good. Even myself, I'm not there. I'm not a risk taker. Sometimes this is quite dangerous. I do invest a bit in this. Yeah, but it's dangerous. That one is virtual, not real money. It's called virtual money. Okay, don't try to play that with Bitcoin. Bitcoin is quite dangerous. You can play with other things, but it's called virtual money. It's now this is why I say this day students are needed to know a bit of IT and those virtual things. There's a lot of games also. Okay, but here that we can learn those game. Yeah, you need to learn about this. Actually, many country they are trying to move. I think. Do you still carry cash when you go out? I think myself, I don't carry much cash. I just bring my phone. Okay. But the problem is with here, you know lah, in Malaysia, sometimes the internet line is quite bad. I pay with digital money, or we call it here, we call it e-wallet. Now, coming soon, we have a new license. We call it digital banking. Okay, this is different with now. I will tell you a lot of this finance thing. This is when you say study what you call finance. Those are very old things. You need to move on. Digital banking. Now, digital banking is a new thing with this new era. Okay, new era of digital banking. Now this is a new thing. It's quite different from what you have with online transfer. Those are very old. I'm waiting for that. The license is already out. If they have, I will apply for that. There are few company and bank that's already been. I think it's 5. One of them is from Singapore. Okay, one of the company who got the license is from Singapore. I don't know what's the name, but coming if they have this digital money now, you change the whole scenario for finance this day. Unlike when you say cash, 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 yes, we still need cash. I sometimes I forget that not all shop. I say, do you have cash? I say I don't carry much cash. Yes, but we need to move on. You just need this. It's easy. You just need this QR code. Now, okay, when people want to transfer money for me, I print my own QR code. Okay, I do that. I say you scan my QR code, then you can put the money inside my bank account. Okay, not all bank. I think Maybank only have that. Other banks, I don't know, still not. So this finance, it's totally different this day, unlike what I do in the past many years ago. So finance, it's becoming like what you call AI, artificial intelligence. Everything is easier now. Easier for me to make payment because okay during the pandemic, okay during the COVID pandemic, most of us cannot go out. We are locked down. So what we do? So how you pay? Online. Now this day, if you go to many other department, I think even for TAUC here and many other department in government, they prefer you to pay by digitally. Digital is a new way of for this financial world this day. Coming soon, I think you don't need human. Not just kidding. In the bank, you still need human. Maybe you just go to the. There are few countries that they are trying to reduce the dependent. I'm not saying that you don't need human for transaction. Yes, you still need that. It's like the getting lesser, but you need. That's why I told you, if you are interested like finance, you need to upgrade your knowledge. This day, you need to learn extra knowledge to keep on. Okay, now there are, when you talk about finance, the finance field can be broken into few things. Now, my major, okay, if you ask me what is my major is more into corporate finance. Okay, we have corporate finance, international finance, personal finance. Personal finance is more into like insurance, real estate. Portfolio is like the share, risk management, public finance, financial statement analysis, financial mathematics. The financial mathematics is more those who are purely on calculation part. There is a major on financial. Here we don't have that major. There are few other university. Now this is purely calculation only. Now, what are the career now? Besides for accounting, we know you can become an accountant, but do career in finance? Now we have a financial analyst. What do financial analysts? You analyze finance. Manager, financial, banker, you can work in a banker, stock trader, financial planner, and insurance and claim professional. Now, these are the things that what finance career do. Now, okay, I need to ask you, when you beside if you are take just now you was telling me that business study. Okay, besides business study, what may I ask you? What subject have you done besides business study? Okay, for those who are taking okay STPM, how many subjects have you done? Four. Okay, yeah, basically four. Okay, uh, bus- what are the subjects that you did? Okay, business study, accounting, and economy. Oh, you are mostly on this accounting and economy. So four: accounting, economy, and business study. And general study. Yeah, general study is the one. Okay, so this is good. Accounting, economy, business study, and general study. Now, general study, that one is for general knowledge. Even the you are not taking that subject, but it's good for analytical. Accounting is a good subject too. But last time this subject was not offered during my time because not many teacher or can teach this. Usually we take economics. Okay, so when you want to become a now, people ask me when you okay, let's say you choose accounting and finance. When you finish your usually in Malaysia, okay, just break down in Malaysia. Our Malaysia, this accounting. So I'm talking. Okay, accounting and finance usually some university have a combined. Okay, in Thai you see here, Sabah branch, we call it. We have this bachelor of accounting and finance. Okay, now it is 3 years usually. Now it is exam. There, when you finish this, you are not accountant yet. Usually, when people take now it is here we have a combination of accounting and finance, but that's good for students. Some university they have this bachelor accounting. Now the finance subject is get very less. Now it's exemption. We have 9 out of 13 exemption from ACCA and I think SEMA. SEMA, I'm not really sure. I think it's also nine paper. So 13 paper, you already exempted 9 paper. You don't have to sit for that paper. It's good because Thai you see paper is exempted. They are exempted from ACN. So it's a professional exam. I have some student who just finish okay this program bachelor, but they haven't taken this. They asked me whether they should take this. I said it's good because exemption from this is good. Okay, there's one more thing that you can take. Malaysia one is easier. MI from MIA. You can take CPA from this CA from Malaysian Institute of Accountant from MIA, or you can take MICPA from Malaysian Institute of Certified Public Accounting. So this two, if you want to become an accounting, since your subject you have accounting, economics, and business study now. If you study this, Malaysian one is okay, not bad. So besides that, if you don't want to become a, let's say you don't want to become accountant. Okay, finance. Okay, I'm talking about finance. What can you become? Then you can take other exam. You want to become a finance manager, finance analyst. You can work in a stock exchange, bursa, or real estate. But real estate, you have real estate and insurance. You have to take another exam, but it's common because you need to be pay. Or you can become like me as economist analyst, financial analyst. You do analysis. Now, so this subject is quite interesting. So because not many people who major in pure finance this day. In our main campus in the main campus in TAUC, they have this Bachelor of Finance and Investment. That's different. Here we have accounting and finance, so it's different. So but it's the same thing. Most of some of the subjects are very common. So 3 years. Okay, yeah. One more thing. At the end, usually we have we call at the end of when you usually student when they end of the semester, like my student they just finish today. Actually, is their result. My student university they just released my result. I just got some message say that they pass. Very good. I'm really relieved. All my student pass. Okay. So usually before your final semester, you will do intern. You can choose company. There's a lot of company you can choose. Not necessarily finance company. Those who do bank. You can choose any company to do intern. Usually the intern is between 3 to 6 months. Okay, so I got some students who are paid during the 3 to 6 months. Yeah, I asked, are you getting paid? Yes, said. During this few months, you got paid. Or what? Besides this career in many finance like this, there are this day, as I told you, you can also do wholly online. Like okay, during the MCO, many of us have to do classes, lecture online. I think you too. Okay, that's a point. There are many these days they do it online. The client you don't have to see, just do it everything. Bank, okay. Telling you a story. Last, I think it was last year. I tried to apply to open a bank account, but You know, during that we was in the lockdown, MCO. So what? How can I open my bank account? You can open your account online. That's what I was surprised. I opened an account. It was RHB Bank. I try apply. Then they call me. Okay, can you come make appointment? Okay, already. Everything is settled by online. See, this day, the finance and job description is different when I was first graduated. It was almost 20 years I finished my job. Last time there's no such thing. You can apply bank account. Can you apply loan online? Yes, you can apply. Everything is online now. This system, but the thing is, you need to upgrade your knowledge. Like from time to time. This day, this thing is still relevant. We still need human. Without human, oh, we cannot work it out. Just like internet. Okay, yeah, yes, you can set the internet to open. Okay, by itself. You like this, what we do here, but human is still needed. Okay, so this one. So when you see this finance, these are the some of the function that I quite short. I don't want to make it like a lecture class. This is not a lecture class. This is just an introduction. What is finance? Because when student okay, even here my own student, okay, when they first come to my lecture class, they ask, Mister, what is finance? Especially when you are doing your first year, but since you have some basic here for STPM student, it's good. You have some basic accounting, some basic economics, business study, especially like this. I think some of you, if you done this in STPM, it will be very, very easy for you. Time value of money resistance, this cash flow, profit, liquidity. You have done that in your STPM quite easy. But some students have no basic. You have some basic, then it's easier for me to explain for you. Okay. Now, all right. So it's good that we can have a sharing. Okay. Now, and very very thank you for asking question and also for listening for my talk. Okay, so if you want any further question, you can come here to our campus or whatever, talk to us. Okay, so it's nice that we have a short talk here. So just to explain, my task today is to explain some short talk on what is finance business. So okay, yeah, online also we have this talk. So thank you for having us today for our 1 hour talk. So thank you. If you have anything you want to ask before I go, then you can come here and talk to our counselor. Right? Thank you. So thank you, everyone. Right, thank you.